we are doing vertical projectile movement. It's up and down, and it's Dr. Mel loving physics. So let's carry on. We will carry on with the theory that we've done in the previous lesson. Please remind yourself that you've got gravity that's influencing objects in motion. So let's have a look. We'll always have the initial motion. The initial velocity for up will be some value because it's moving up. When it's moving down, if it went up and down, that will be 0. Or if you throw something down, it will have a value. So there's a few things that you have to consider when you read the question. Remember, in all cases, up and down, the value of the acceleration will be 9.8. 9.8 up and down. And remind yourself what the unit will be. Then the final velocity, well, depending on the motion. And we'll see how we're going to calculate that. And then remember, we are working with the y-axis, which is delta y, and not delta x, as we did in the horizontal. So we've got a chap throwing an object, a ball, anything, and it's going up and down. And why is it coming down? Because it's going towards Earth, the gravity that is pulling it towards the Earth. So you will see now that we've got different types of projectile motions. This diagram indicates that an object, a ball, anything, has been shot up past this building up to that point there. And now remember, when it gets to that turning point, the velocity will be 0 and it's falling down. So can you see the delta y of the up and the delta y of the down is exactly the same? The displacement or the distance, exactly the same. Can you see here, I'm standing on this building, throwing a ball up, but it's going down up to the ground. So the delta y up is not equal to the delta y down. So please make sure that you see what's given, what's asked, and I always draw a diagram. I cannot work if I cannot see what they ask of me. A special type of movement will be a hot air balloon. Now, there's a special lesson specifically on hot air balloons because hot air balloons might be going up or might be going down, and then all these hot air balloon questions have these insane people in them throwing out their cell phones, throwing out something, and you will see that they can throw something out, but that portion of the cell phone or whatever was in this hot air balloon will first have to go to a velocity of 0 before it starts falling down. But it's fun working with hot air balloons, but we're not focusing on that now. So let's have a look. Projectiles starts with a initial velocity, usually if it's going up. It goes up to that point there. It's the turning point. You can only turn around if you stop. Well, depending on in whose car you are driving, mostly the matric learners are busy driving themselves. So remember, we usually have to stop to turn around. I found many people do turn around in motion. Well, you know what the end result will be. So it goes up to a velocity of 0 and then it moves down. Make sure that you've got exactly all the information. I then go and I draw a table. I will say, what do I have for the up? What do I have for the down? And then they'll give you either the final, the initial. You will always have the acceleration, delta y, and in some cases delta t. So draw a table, write in the values that you have, and make sure that you know what's been asked. A very, very important factor will be to see what's the direction of movement. I usually choose the downward as the positive, and I'll explain to you now why I choose the downward as positive. But you can choose just whatever you want. I'll show you just now that in some cases you can choose the upward as positive. Make sure that the examiner, the teacher, sees what directions that you allocate the positive sign for. So let's go and see why is it a projectile? Because it's only subjected to gravity. So every object being thrown up or thrown down will have the gravity of Earth pulling it down. Do you see there? And therefore the acceleration will be 9.8. Now they might ask you to draw a free body diagram. And interesting, you will have to indicate then that you've got your body there, which can be a ball or any object, and you might think it's going up, but that's not true. It can only be pulling downward like that, and that will be the gravity. So make sure that your free body diagram, because it's only subjected to the gravity, always indicates that it's going down at 9.8 meter per second square. Look at the picture I'm showing you now. Different types of projectiles. It's different paths that they follow. In this case, this person is standing on top of some or other elevated, let's say, building, rock, mountain, anything, and this ball is actually going down. Now have a look at this path and this path. Can you see the dots there? They are further apart than these here. And this will indicate to me that this ball was thrown down, let's say, for instance, with 10 meter per second. And this ball was just let go out of rest, and that would be 0. So have a look at the acceleration, and then you can see this is going to move slower than this one because it had some help as soon as it started. In this case, this ball is going up, reaching a velocity of 0, and then going down up to the ground. In this one, you're standing on the ground, you're throwing something up, and it's going in there. You could have done anything like a netball goal. So you could have stood here and thrown a ball through that. And finally, you can see this ball is going up, it goes down. Yes, somebody in the building catching it or putting something out there. Well, not catching it, actually restraining the movement. And you can see it's bouncing up again and then going down. And for the bouncing balls or object, we're also going to dedicate one entire lesson for that. Right, I want to indicate to you very, very importantly. Can you see in this one, we chose up as positive. Up as positive. Now, there is a notion to choose your positive with the one direction that's initial. So in all these cases, the initial would be up positive. But as I said to you, in my explanations, I will use positive as the downward motion. Now, I'm quickly going to tell you why I choose that. Isn't it true that your acceleration downwards is in actual fact a positive value? So I will choose positive as downward, which in a sense will then absolutely be the opposite for upward. So I will have the upward as negative in contradiction to the diagrams that they've got on this diagram. But that's a choice that you make. You go and practice these things until you feel comfortable with the choice you make. Right, quick revision. Remember we said displacement is actually the position. So in this case, the position can be on the ground. It can be at the top of a building. It can be high in the air. It can be at the building's top again or at the bottom. Please make sure that you know exactly where this object is. Secondly, the rate of change of this displacement is signified as the velocity. And remember, that's always in a certain time. So you'll have your velocity at the bottom, you'll have your velocity there, and your velocity there. Make sure that you know exactly which velocity goes in which part of the diagram. And finally, and this is the easy part of vertical projectiles, the acceleration will always be 9.8 meter per second square. And that's the changing velocity in a certain time. So make sure that you've got all of those, and we've done that before, so it will be easy. In the next phase of projectiles, you now have your movement. you'll have to be able to present it on a graph. Now let's quickly revise graphs. We had position and time on graphs. And remember, we said if you've got a position like that, it's standing still. If you've got a position increasing, it's actually moving with a velocity. And if it's got a position that goes like that, it's actually accelerating. That's the first type of graphs that you'll get. The second type of graphs will be velocity. If it's a velocity graph that looks like that, it says it's a constant velocity. Okay, so it's not standing still, but it's going the same velocity. You are putting the autopilot on and it's going exactly at the same speed. And this one will be an increase of velocity. And finally, what do you think are we going to get with acceleration? Well, acceleration with vertical projectiles can either be minus or plus 9.8 and nothing else. So make sure that you do not have anything else than 9.8 with vertical projectiles. Let's have a look at the graphs of the different types. So firstly, an object is dropped. Now the drop says to us that the initial velocity is 0. You are throwing it from that point. Do you see here's the position? And it's accelerating because it's going faster. Why? Gravity is attracting this. It's accelerating in a constant velocity, so it's going in a constant time. In time, it is actually a constant change in velocity. And then we find that we've got the acceleration. Now, let me quickly go back to this and revise. The slope of this one would give me this one. And the slope of this graph will give me that one. And can you see why this is negative? Because this has got a negative slope. Can you see why this one is negative? Because it's going down in that direction. Make sure that you've got all your velocity graph theory up, really going when you do vertical projectiles. That was dropping. You saw there, it started at 0. Let's go to another slide. Now, it is thrown. Make sure that you know that the initial velocity is not 0. It will be 10, 15, whatever value they give you or they ask you to calculate. Can you see this is a steeper curve there? It is not there. I specifically put that in because it will start at a certain velocity. Make sure that you know it is starting with 15 or 12 or whatever. And again, the acceleration will be the same. Make sure, guys, if it's just left and it's just thrown, there is a different path. Thrown means it has an initial velocity. And in a sense, it will go faster. Right, we've got those two covered. Let's go to the next one. Here we've got an object going up. So we have an initial velocity. It goes up to that point there. The final velocity of the upward would be 0. The initial velocity of the downward would be 0 because it's all at that point there. And then it will go down here. And remember, I have to indicate this, and I'll say it once again. When that ball passes that point there, and it started here, for instance, with 15, it will be 15 there again. Why is that the case? Well, the distance up and the distance down will be exactly the same. So that's the delta y. Remember, this is only to that point. Please don't confuse yourself. This is the time. This will be exactly the same time down. But what is different in this case? Let's have a look. That it's not going up to that point. It's actually going downwards for a further distance. So it's going to touch the ground. And can you see here? This one there is showing you it's going down further. And can you see this section here is larger than that section there? So make sure that you understand the graphs. Can you see and interpret the graphs? And then finally, guys, make sure that this slope here is the same everywhere. Therefore, this acceleration will be at exactly 9.8 meter per second. And I said to you, you can choose up as positive or down as positive, whatever you feel comfortable with. What's happening here? This person is throwing an object, a ball, upward and downward. And we've almost covered that. Can you remember what we said just now? It will go slower up. Can you see that indicates slower? If you have the knowledge that we did previously, this will go faster. So this will go slower. It reaches that point there and it turns around. Let's do that in a different color until it reaches that point there again. Now let's do the velocity time graph. Can you see that is the slope of this graph? This portion is the slope of this downward movement. And the slope for both of these will be exactly the same. Therefore, I get the acceleration. Interesting, nice, fun, just getting all your data aligned. Up, down. Where are we? In the middle, at the top, at the bottom. This person is throwing a ball from the bottom up and it turns around and it lands there. As I said, it's like a goal you shoot in netball or something. So what happens here? There will be an initial velocity. Can you see we're starting there? It's going slower up until it reaches that point there. You know the final velocity at the top for the up is exactly as the final velocity, the initial velocity for the down, and that will be 0. And then it's coming down, and can you see this is a bit shorter than the up because that was shorter than going up. Again, that slope will give you this. Can you see the up movement is further and the down movement a little bit less, and here you'll find the slope. All of them relate to each other, but there's smaller things that you have to see in order for you to do the correct calculations. Finally, and as I said, we'll devote a whole lesson on bouncing, but I just want to show you, if you're throwing a ball from here, it goes up, it reaches the velocity of 0, it now accelerates down. This one did a negative acceleration up, it accelerates down, it bounces somewhere here, it goes up again it reaches 0, and then it falls to the ground. The position will always be more or less the same features as the movement here. Let's find the slope for that. Do you see I get that part? Now let's find the slope for this. Can you see it is in the negative side? Again, the slope for the up there, that's that portion there. And then finally, the slope for this one here, which is that part there. So you actually broke the motion up into different portions. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened there? Well, in that case, it actually bounced. Do you see there? It bounced and it changed directions because it's going up and down again. So make sure that you know exactly what's the motion, what do they give you in terms of velocity. But the one thing you know before even reading anything is that the acceleration will be 9.8 meter per second square. Right. Remember when we work with graphs that you can only use 2 types of equations. The slope of the position will give you, the position was delta y over delta t will give you the velocity. The slope of the velocity over the time will give you the acceleration. Those were the equations that we used. And remember, you can also get the opposite. Do you remember when we went back from the acceleration to the velocity to the position? We actually used the area. And you will have to be able to calculate that again. If you can't remember this, go back to the graphs in the section that we did. Right. So you know your graphs. Have a look. Is it position or velocity? Make sure that you get your slopes or your areas. Interpret the directions. This will be positive and this will be negative. And enjoy working out calculations with vertical projectiles. Let's have a look. Can you define? Yes, you have to be able to do that. Draw graphs and interpret graphs. And then identify the quantities, the velocities, the acceleration, or the position. And then you'll have to be able to calculate some of the quantities asked. I hope you enjoy vertical projectiles as much as I do. Bye.